Secretary for Migrant Workers for sponsoring and giving us the opportunity to share experiences in managing trafficking cases as the international NGO, which is the International Social Service Philippines. As a short backgrounder of the International Social Service Philippines, this is an international non-government organization, non-state and non-religious and non-sectarian social welfare organization duly registered with the Philippine Securities and Exchange Commission, licensed by the Department of Social Welfare and Development. So with this short backgrounder, when I was still in the police service, they had been serving our victims as shelter. So with this, I thought of that when we are conducting raid and rescue operation of the entertainment establishment suspectedly employing minors, we always request the presence of our social workers from the NGO. Sometimes they feel, "Ma'am," they told me, "you are just making us a shield so that you will be free from any liability of illegal arrest and some other counter cases that will be filed to the police." And now as a member of the NGO, I thought the police work is the worst, is the toughest and the most difficult. As I have experienced now, it is even difficult. Because when I was in the police service, we were armed. But in the NGO, non-government organization, which I recognize your effort and support to us, we are fighting now without arms. We are only equipped with the talent, with our resources, but not the arm. I am so happy that this time we are very much involved in the fight of human trafficking. Before, when there were some job fair being held in Camp Rame, my boss was so afraid. They say, "Don't let these young policemen join because they might turn to OFW rather than the police officers because of a very lucrative promises of big salaries." With the scope of my presentation, I want to present the ISSP statistical report as of 2013, the ISF Philippine intervention in the care and management of human trafficking victims, our case management procedure, the challenges in servicing victims of human trafficking, the program, a short program for our migrant workers and families, and some of our recommendations based on our experience in giving services to the migrant workers. So as I have said, the ISF is an international organization. We are a part, or one of the branches, delegation offices, and bureaus of the International Social Service Community with its headquarters at Geneva. On the statistical report as of 2013, out of 29 cases we manage and process, there are 28 cases of human trafficking involved, which constitute 21.5% of our services. There are 355 beneficiaries for home visits, intake and report, temporary shelter, referral, and family mediation. In the Philippines, violence against women and children is a crime. Unlike before, when there is a violence against the wife by the husband, can go home. It's just a family problem. But now, even you are not the missus, even you are just an observer that a wife or a child is being abused, we are already equipped to fight a case. So, this is really a very beautiful improvement in the implementation of our laws. In 2004, when ISS Philippines was legally recognized, the first case of trafficking was that of a Filipino minor trafficked and lured to work in Hong Kong, Disneyland. When it was reported to us through the police, after a day of rest, ISS Philippines started its intervention through intake interview. This is a social case study of a social worker, and I am very happy and fortunate enough that before I joined the Philippine National Police, my profession is a registered social worker. So if we are presenting a victim to the court, immediately the judge will ask, "Where is the social worker?" I said, "Sir, I am wearing two hats as the arresting officer and at the same time in the custody of our victim as a social worker." Sabi ng judge, masyado nakakakilig sa iyo ang gobyerno. Well, this is really a very inspiring word from our judiciary, but it's really a tough job. And now I realize that being a social worker in the NGO is really tough and difficult. Meantime, after doing the intervention with the judge, we coordinated with the NBI partner to track down the trafficker. The victim was prepared for her entry to her biological family and who was made to believe that their daughter is working at Disneyland with lucrative salary. For the social worker, it's really very hard to explain to the parents, to the relatives, that this is the order, that their child went abroad as we suffered. The social preparation with parents is very necessary, and it is the most challenging phase. The victim was not so affected at all because I can feel that she is a professional victim. If she recovered the money, the placement money, she will go back and look for another who will get her money again and send her to prostitution. So I told them, I think the police, the Women and Children Protection Center, you are just reporting to us for you to collect. And after you have collected of the placement services, of the unpaid services, here comes, you disappear. Through the intervention of ISS Hong Kong and the assistance of Interpol, the young Filipina from Bulacan was rescued and was repatriated with the collaboration of International Social Service Hong Kong and the Department of Foreign Affairs Consular Office, also in Hong Kong. ISS Hong Kong, therefore, advised ISS Philippines, and with the help of the Bureau of Immigration and Deportation, the victim was met at the airport and placed in a safe house of a partner organization of the ISS. Because during the time, the ISS has not yet developed our center, the processing center. But this time, we are very proud to invite you that you can visit the processing center of the International Social Service Philippines, located at Namayan, Barangay of Mandaluyong. So as my as I may continue, within 3 months, the victim afforded psychological stress deprivation, medical assistance and spiritual upliftment, while the ISS Philippine social workers, with the assistance of Red Cross Bulacan chapter, work intensively with the parents. So this is a multidisciplinary cooperation of different partners. It should be noted that the father was etanol because he is expecting that his child work at Hong Kong, Disneyland, will be receiving a very lucrative salary. So when we approach him with his uncontrolled emotional outburst, and he cannot believe that his OFW child has no money to give. When the parents and the victim were ready to face each other ISS Philippines brought the victim to Bulacan Red Cross chapter, where she met her parents and sisters in a tearful and emotional reunion. Thereafter, the Red Cross and DSWD Bulacan worked closely and were able to give a livelihood project for the family instead. The process took almost a year, and follow-up monitoring by different partner agencies. For the locally situated victims, we, the ISS Philippines, work closely with the PNP, the Women and Children Protection Desk. Rescued victims were brought to ISS Philippines in transit and processing center. Victims were subjected to intensive interview, guidance and counseling, referral for medical and psychological intervention. Sometimes they are very mad at us. Why? They are asking, why, General, you are sending me to the National Mental Health Hospital? Because the connotation, if a victim were sent to mental hospital, the only thing is you are mentally ill. So this is wrong. Because the National Mental Health is the one who will evaluate all the medical examination of different hospitals. Victims were subjected to these intensive interviews, professional stress debriefing, and a collaboration for legal assistance with the Public Attorney's Office, legal officer. So most clients were convinced to return to their biological families and discounted transport costs in bus or ship. Because if we have some clients, they want to go home, they said, okay, give us money so that we can go home. Or else we will go back to abroad to work as OFW. So it's really very hard to convince, the young OFW. Before they return to their biological families, collaboration again with Red Cross chapters were done. And of course, with the DSWD. Because this is a must. Because the local social worker should monitor and update if this victim is being treated. Origin of the international cases served by the ISS Philippines came from Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore, and Bahrain. The victims are Filipinos, trafficked by unscrupulous Filipinos also, but in collaboration, conspiracy by foreigners. Some of the case management procedure that I want to present to you that being conducted in the ISS Processing Center is we do the periodic intensive interview, and this is being done by the social worker. The guidance and counseling by a psychologist, debriefing, stress debriefing, even the stress absorbed by the stakeholder. Referral to allied agencies for professional intervention, such as medical, psychiatric, and legal assistance. These are the management procedure that we are very proud of. We have the family reunification. We have one OFW who died somewhere, I think in Bahrain. They reported to us, the wife reported that the company cannot give her an information where is the body of her husband. And through the International Social Service, in collaboration with the International Social Service of other countries, after 1 week, we find out. The strong collaboration with the National Bureau of Investigation. We have also a strong collaboration with the Bureau of Immigration, the Department of Foreign Affairs, where we are here now, the Public Attorney's Office, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the Philippine Red Cross chapters, and the Philippine National Police. Periodic case management, conference of preparing social workers and other partners is being done if needs arise. At the end of the day, the objective is to help the victim help herself or himself recover his or her dignity as a person. The challenges that we have met, the challenges in servicing victims of human trafficking. It is really very difficult in family reunification, especially in the acceptance of the situation. You know, the family cannot understand. They do not want that the victim to be sheltered. They want to bring home the victim. And after one time, the injury of the victim is not too deep. So we allow the victim to go with the parents. And after a month, we hear that she is again preparing to go back as OFW. And another stigma attached to such situation, the guilt complex. This is really very hard to manage. Conviction of traffickers, especially when traffickers offer money to parents of the victim. So, may I give you this tangible example? 5 traffickers victim from Bagong Silang, assisted by lawyer member of the ISS Philippines Board of Officers, with the advice of the late Justice Leonor Inis Luciano in Judge Aurora's Resilla, cases are low standing. So the 2 traffickers were arrested and apprehended, and the case was filed in Caloocan Court. Almost 2 years with several hearings. The victim signed affidavit of desistance. When I wake up in one morning, she already signed an affidavit of desistance, and only to find out that the money was involved. The cohorts of the apprehended traffickers paid the parents of a very good sum of money. So professional victims' manifestation of couldn't careless or I don't care attitude gives rise to the demoralization of other victims admitted in our shelter or in the center of the International Social Service Philippines. So with this, I have some programs and recommendations. With this case, our program for the OFW in Hong Kong ISS is to organize the OFW. While with us in the Philippines, we organize the families of the OFW left behind. If they are sick, if they cannot go to school because the salary of the OFW is delayed, we are the one organizing for some programs. So we have some medical assistance, the scholarship, and even locating the missing families. Here are some of the recommendations. Regular periodic awareness campaign on VAUSI, especially in the barangay level. I remember with the Quezon City, we have the Gender and Development Resource Coordinating Office, which is headed with a consultant, Ms. Ruby Palma, that we are, the ISSW is one of the members of the Right Shop in the preparation of the journal. And through the city ordinance of Quezon City, a module or a program or a curriculum on human trafficking or anti-trafficking will be included in the public and private school. So I think this is a very good beginning. We call this council as QCCAT, the Quezon City Council on Anti-Trafficking. So the training will be administered by the SSDD, or the Social Service Development Division of Quezon City. I hope that this will be replicated to different cities of Metro Manila. I think kung Pasig or Pasay, we can say it PUSICAT, Pasay City Council on Anti-Trafficking. Yeah, who is from Pasay? Yes. So I'm very sorry. I think there is Madam Ruby Palma there. So yeah, thank you very much for including the ISS. And we have been encouraging other cities, the PUSICAT, QCCAT, and I think Manila, MCCAT. So it's really beautiful. There are 3 PUSICAT, Paranaque, Pasay, and Pasig. Well, ay, Pateros pa, yes. So, thank you, sir. Now, intensive information drive on the statutes governing the care and management of victims against women and children, and the improvement, involvement of church leaders in the awareness campaign and care of management of victims. With this, once again, I was so grateful that the ISS Philippines was given an opportunity to share our management procedure, our activities, and even our accomplishment. Thank you very much.